This is now officially the longest Little League World Series game in history.
Oh. You all right?
Son, you got to keep your eyes open.
Technically, he didn't drop it. It dropped him.
So this was a really fun movie in terms of the baseball aspects, but there was a lot of depth to it. Can you kind of talk about what got you excited about doing it when you first got into it?
Well, I really did relate to my character, Robert. And because like he's a teenager and he's just trying to find who he is, see what he's good at. And his dad gets very sick and is dying. And a few years back, my dad passed. And I really just related to the character. And I felt like this is a great role that I feel like I would portray well, because I really like felt that.
Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. I lost my mother 2 years ago, so I understand the hardship of it. And whenever I watch movies like this, you know, you're kind of reminded. So that might have been a big deal for you doing the movie in terms of that aspect, I'm sure. But what would you kind of hope that, you know, it would encourage people who have gone through grief?
Well, that it always will get better. Like at the end of the day, yeah, I don't.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to
Like
put it.
that,
Yeah, it's hard to put it in
yeah.
words, but you know, it's an important thing because a lot of people deal with it, and so it's good that the movie talked about it, but it did give the hope. So that was good.
Mhm.
In terms of the baseball, are you a big baseball fan yourself, or was this something you had to get into?
I feel like my dad and my brother were like the big baseball guys in our family, and they kind of like my brother would like help me with it when I first got the movie, and I definitely wasn't a big baseball fan, but now I'm a really big baseball fan. Like I always like see like all like the charts and whatever is going on, and yeah, I really like it now. It's a really interesting sport.
How much would you have to practice before your scenes? Were you guys doing your own games and stuff just to kind of practice? And
Like us, like because we were like brothers, every between almost every single scene when they would say cut, we would run to the field, play, and we would just have so much fun. And they'll be like, guys, you gotta like take a break, and we're like, no, we want to keep playing. So yeah, it was just like, yeah, it was really great working with them and doing all of that.
was that probably your favorite part of being on set and, you know, just kind of this experience with the other cast?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty big part. And yeah, oh, and my brother in the movie Peanut, Kino, he is the funniest little guy ever. Every single sad scene we had, he would always just like whisper like a little joke in my ear or like something to like, you know, like bring the mood up a little bit. And he was so great too.
And working with Luke Wilson, how was that experience?
Oh, he was great. He was a great mentor, taught me so many tips because this is my first ever like movie and film thing. And I learned a lot from him, and he was always funny too, but like kind of like behind the scenes because like he's like super professional and he's like a big actor, but he always was a great guy off set too.
But you've been, you know, up to a bunch of different things, right? Because I heard that you were already on a play with Hugh Jackman. Is that right?
Yeah, Music Man.
That is amazing. So how was that experience? And, you know, what did you feel when you did that?
It was surreal. Like being on stage with Hugh Jackman every single night for 8 months straight is crazy. And I just thought it was the best experience to like get me into this kind of like industry because he was a great guy. He also taught me so much, and I'm just so grateful for that experience.
And then you also have a show coming out on Netflix. Is that right?
Yep. It's called The Black Rabbit, and it's with Jason Bateman and Jude Law, and it'll come out later 2025.
Okay. Very cool. So is acting and was that just something you loved doing as a child? Like you've just grown up wanting to do this, or what kind of got you excited about the movie industry?
So when I was very little, I was like always like a performer. We had this coffee table in our house, and I would like stand up with like my suit and my mic, and I would just like sing like Santa Claus songs and stuff like that. And I'll be like, sit down, thank you, thank you. So I think of that part, I always had like that performing aspect, but like I didn't know I could sing until I got Music Man, and like I didn't know I could act until I started getting auditions from my manager. So like I feel like it's always just trying to see like things what I can do, and I thought like I don't know, that's cool. I don't know.
For other, child actors, what's your kind of advice, like piece of advice? What's the best piece of advice?
Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I feel like a lot of the times I'm always just like, if I don't like do this perfect, then I'm not going to make it, or like da, 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 da. And it's just like all the stuff that you're telling yourself. You'll be fine. You'll get through it. And if you just have faith in whatever you're doing and you believe in whatever you're doing, you can do anything you put your mind to.
Arms trot.
It's just a game, Bobby.
It's more than that.
If you enjoy videos that follow your values like ours and you want to help us continue, go to movieguide.org/donate, because we're actually a nonprofit. You may not know that, but we're working in Hollywood every day to help families have more choices that follows their values. And also subscribe right now.